Okay, let's get started. So we will take our toes out and then our heels so our feet are in hip width apart, and we'll start off with some squats. So inhale to prepare, exhale, bend your knees and squat down. Try to go as low as you can, and you should try to imagine like you're sitting back down in a chair behind you. Good. So exhale, lower, inhale to stand back up. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Now we're going to hold here for a couple of seconds and then inhale back up. So keep your feet at hip width apart and take your arms out to the side. We're going to rotate to one side, then back to the middle, and then to the other side. So inhale to the center and then exhale, rotate to one side. Inhale back, exhale to one side. Inhale, exhale. This time hold here, inhale and exhale. See if you can push a little bit deeper. And inhale back. Hold, exhale, push a little bit deeper. Inhale back to the middle. Good. Now we're going to take these arms out again, and now we're going to tip over to one side. Hold there for a second and then inhale back to the middle. So exhale over to one side. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale. Try to keep your arms as straight as possible. Now we're going to take our arms and do some circles to the back of the room. Again, try to point your fingers out to each side. Then we're going to switch directions, so coming forward this time. Beautiful. Now hold here for a second. Your arms should feel burny and then let them go. Beautiful. Just roll those shoulders out. Good. Now we're going to take our neck now and do some movement side to side. Beautiful. So take your neck over to one side, rotating to the side, inhale back to the middle. Exhale to the side, inhale to the middle. Now we'll look up to stretch our neck out and then chin to the chest to look down. Beautiful, looking up, then exhale, looking down. Good, we'll go to the side of our mat now and we'll start off with some roll downs. So again, feet hip width apart, our legs are nice and straight and we're standing up nice and tall. So we're going to bring our chin to our chest and slowly roll down. Our upper body should feel heavy in this position. Inhale at the bottom, then exhale, slowly roll back up, stacking one vertebrae up at a time, and your chin should be the last thing to lift up. Then again, exhale, lower down. Nice and slow, one level at a time. You should feel a stretch in the back of your legs. Then exhale, roll back up. And again, chin to chest, tummy drawn towards your spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale at the bottom, exhale coming back up. Good, we're going to do this one more time, and on this one we're going to walk our hands out to inverted V. So again, rolling down nice and slow. Now inhale and then exhale, walk your hands out. Good, in this position our back should be nice and straight, and we'll do some walking. So bending one knee and straightening the other. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower one leg. Good. And try to keep your bottom from going up and down rather than side to side. A couple more here. And now we'll come out into this plank position, hold for a few seconds. Tummy should be drawn on. And then lowering to child's pose. So bring your big toes together, knees apart, and sink back down to your heels. Take a few breaths here. Try to relax your body and your spine down. And then we'll come up to 4-point kneel. Now from this position, we'll do some cat and cow stretches. So arching your back up and rounding. Beautiful. Now we're doing these movements because these are the two extremes of our neutral spine. So we'll come into the middle of those 2 points, tummy on, and we'll start off with some level 1 swimming. So first just moving one arm, lowering it back down, then lifting the other. So exhale, lift one arm, inhale back to the floor. Good, your core should be engaged in this movement. And now we'll do the same with the legs. So lifting one leg out straight, then bending it back to the floor. So try to point your toes as well while you do this movement, and try not to move too much with your hips. You should imagine that you're balancing a tray of glasses on your back and you're trying not to tip them over. So now we're going to move our arms and our opposite leg. So this one's called swimming. It's a bit of a challenge, so make sure your tummy's switched on. Lift one arm and the opposite leg. So exhale, lift, inhale to the middle. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Good, try to point those toes and our hands. And your eyes should be looking down in between your hands. Good. Now come and sit back down into child's pose. From here, we'll take our arms over to one side. A few breaths in this position. Then back to the middle. And then over to the other side. So really lean into that stretch on that one side. A few breaths here, and then we'll go back to the middle. Okay, now we'll take our towel and we'll come into some side lying work. So place your bottom arm underneath that towel so your head's resting on that towel, and we're going to bend our knees up. So our feet, our bottom and our back should all be in a straight line, and we'll come into some clams. So we're going to lift up that top leg, just separating our knees. So try to make sure your hips are rolled forward in this movement and your feet are staying together. Try to keep that top arm on your hip, but if you need extra support, you can place it down on the floor for balance. And now we're going to go into a level 2. Same as before, except our feet are going to be floating on top of the floor. So same thing, roll those hips forward, and you should feel this movement in that top glute. Good, we're not here for too much longer. So exhale while you lift that leg, inhale, lower it back down. Give that hip a rub if you need to. Now we're going to go into some clam kicks. So the same movement as before, the first one. We're going to open up to a clam and then kick that leg out straight. So try not to move your thigh, it's just the bend of your knee for this movement from that top leg. So this one will start to burn out your top leg. So we won't be here for too much longer. Beautiful, give that leg a rub. Now we'll do the same on the other side, but first we'll go into some bow and arrow stretches. So bringing that arm over to one side and then back to the front. So drawing it all the way around and to the front. Now we'll switch to the other side and do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So again, your feet, bottom and back should all be in a line, and we're just going to lift that top knee of that top foot. Everything else stays still. So exhale, lift that knee, inhale, lower it back down. And you might find that this side will fatigue quickly, more quick than the other side because it's already been worked from the last exercises. And again, we'll go to a level 2, so floating those legs off of the floor. So exhale, lift that leg, inhale, lower it back down. And if you need to rest your arm, that top arm on the floor, that's fine. Good job, give that a rub if you need to. The last one will go into those clam kicks. So try to keep your thigh as straight as possible. You're just kicking from that knee. Try to keep those toes out nice and straight. Kicking out. Give that glute a rub and we'll go into those bow and arrow stretches again. So arms out in front of you and drawing back and rotating to look at that arm, that top arm in front. Exhale, back. Inhale to the front. Okay, now coming out of that position, we're going to lay onto our backs. We're going to come into some tummy work. So to start off, make sure you have a little arch in the small of your back, not too big, but not too small. We're going to lift up our legs into tabletop and we'll come into some toe taps. So we're going to lift one leg up, tummy on, lift the other, then lower, lower. So exhale to lift, then inhale to lower down. So you should feel your bottom tummy muscles working in this one. And make sure not to hold your breath with this one. So it's a bit tricky, but make sure that you're breathing the whole time. Now with this one, we're going to keep our legs in tabletop and we're going to lower one leg to tap the floor and then the other. So exhale, tap, inhale, lower. If you need to take rests with this one, that's completely fine. Then join in when you can. So your shins should be parallel to the ground and toes nice and pointed for this one. So your hips and knees stay at 90-90 and you're just lowering that foot down to the floor. Have a rest there. And just catch your breath. Now we'll come back up into tabletop and we'll stretch one leg out and then the other. So this time pointing that leg to a 45-degree angle, making sure to breathe. So exhale, lower, inhale, back to tabletop, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. To make this one a little bit harder, you can lower your legs a little bit more towards the ground when you stretch out. But just make sure you're not arching in your back too much. Have a rest there. For the last tummy exercise, we'll come back into tabletop and we'll reach our arms to the ceiling. Our palms should be facing our legs, and then we'll take one leg out and then the opposite arm to lower overhead. So if this one's too hard, just keep going with the legs and don't worry about the arms. But if you can, try and move opposite arm to opposite leg. Exhale to lower, inhale back up. Exhale to lower, inhale back up. We won't be here for too long. Good, and have a rest. So from here we'll come into bridging. So we're going to slowly lift up from our bottom, tuck our tailbone under and roll up. So our back is nice and straight. So your feet should still be hip width apart. You should try to roll up one level at a time of your spine. So exhale, lifting up, and inhale, coming back down. Exhale to lift, inhale, back down. Okay, from here we're going to do the same thing, staying up in that bridge position and lifting up one heel, lowering, and then lifting the other. So exhale to lift one, inhale to lower. So you should feel this one in the back of your legs. A couple more here, and we'll lower down. Now from here, walk your feet out so they're further away. And we're going to do the same thing. So rolling up into a bridge and then back down. So you should feel this one more in your hamstrings. And you might find that you can't go all the way up. That's okay. You should still feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Good. And relax there. Bring your legs down. We'll do a glute stretch from here. So bring one leg, bring that ankle over to that other knee, and then lift up. And bring those legs towards your body. You'll feel that one in your glute. Beautiful, and then swap sides. So one ankle across to that knee, and then lift that leg up towards your chest. Hold there for a few more seconds, take a couple breaths there, and then lower down. Okay, coming back up, and we're going to go down onto our tummies now. Bring that towel to rest your forehead on. And we're going to come into some Supermans. So arms stretched out in front, legs out long. I'm going to lift up one arm and the opposite leg. So you should feel this exercise in your lower back. Keep your face down on that towel. Lifting one arm and the opposite leg. Try not to twist too much with your hips in this position. So only reach up as high as comfortable. Beautiful. Have a rest here. Now we're going to go to same side. So your right arm, right leg lifts up together, and then to the other side. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Make sure your forehead is still resting on that towel. If that's too uncomfortable, you can lift up your head a little bit with this movement as well. Now we'll go into all limbs together. So inhale to prepare, exhale, lift up. So lifting both arms and both legs off of the floor. Kind of like making a banana shape with your back. So try and get those thighs off the floor and your chest off the floor as well. Not here for too much longer. Good, have a rest. Now with this last one, exhale to come back up, and we're going to do some kicking. So arms up in front, the legs just going to flutter with our feet pointed. Lower to rest. We'll do this one more time. So inhale to prepare, and exhale, lift and flutter those legs, just hovering up on top of the floor. Make sure to breathe in this position as well. Good. And lower down to the floor. Have a rest. Okay, move that towel out of the way. And we'll come into a W position. So feet bent at 90-90. And then we're just going to stretch over to one side, holding that position for a couple seconds. Inhale back to the middle, then exhale to the other side. So this one's called our mermaid stretch. So you'll find one side has a little bit less range than the other. Back to the middle, exhale to that other side. Swap those legs over. So if you can't do this one in this position, you can cross your legs or go into low kneeling. So exhale, stretch the side. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale to the other side. Good, lower those arms. I do some hamstring stretches in this position. So legs out wide. Gotta inhale and then exhale, fold forward towards one leg. So inhale again in this position and exhale. See if you can push a little bit deeper. And then slowly coming back to the middle. Inhale here, exhale, fold down. Inhale, exhale, see if you can push a little bit deeper. Get them back to the middle. Okay, we'll come back into our 4-point kneel, then to our plank, pushing our bottoms up, and then we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. Slowly rolling back up, just like we did at the start. And then we're going to come to the middle, and we'll just finish off with 3 deep breaths. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Thank you for watching.